Hey, Bassgeek here, and today we're going to be talking about early spring squarebills. All right, you know what time of month it is? It is the Mystery Tackle Box Pro giveaway. In this box, there is a Googan Squarebill, and we're going to be talking about squarebills in general in the early spring. But before we jump into that, we got some business to take care of. Let's talk about Mystery Tackle Box. If you're just building your arsenal, or if you've got a mega arsenal like Tackle Junkie 81 and Debo's Fishing, I'm not as famous as they are. So, I mean, look at the amount of gear that they're bringing in, right? You guys know I'm just playing with them. But if you've got one of their mega arsenals, something that you can always do to find new baits, try new things, is get a subscription to Mystery Tackle Box. I always say it's great to get for us old heads to get us out of the normal rut. Yeah, are they things that we wouldn't buy? But that's the point. They're things we wouldn't buy. So try things that you wouldn't normally buy. That's what it means by getting out of a rut. That's what I'm trying to say. For us old heads, yes, sometimes, just having some random stuff thrown at us is a good thing. All that being said, let's go through this month's Mystery Tackle Box. This is the Flat Banger. It runs 3 to 6. It's 2.5 inches long and a 1/2 ounce in weight, which I do like in the early spring. Now, let me give you a little bit of the conditions when we're talking about this. It's been 49 to about 51 degree on the water, and it is super muddy. So I like this color that they sent me, especially, and you'll see why in a minute, around smallmouth when I show it to you. This is another product that I was really dying to do a little something with this. It's just, maybe not the exact right time of year, and definitely not the right watercolor. Like I said, we've got less than a foot of viz today. But this is pretty awesome. This is from 13 Fishing, and it's called the Bubble Butt. And there's actually an empty chamber in the tail, and there's a little hole. And so when this goes to the bottom, it'll release air bubbles, which is pretty neat. Hence why I really wanted to talk to you about it. As always, D&L makes some great jigs. The Baby Bradley Royal, it's AVD, I don't know what that stands for. Now, here's something, guys. If you haven't seen my short, make sure you go check this out. You guys know I'm a big Duo Realis fan, but here is their 1/2 ounce kind of lipless, and it's got a wide nose on it and a light tail. That'll come through some stumps and wood pretty easy. Weston, you guys know it's hard for me not to talk about this. I've got a rig for this that I'd like to show you too. That is their little swimmers. Got some Eagle Claw, laser sharpened, EWG, looks like 4/0 hooks. As always, we've got the retail price, and we've got the Dibble Digest, and as always, a cool sticker. Let's jump into what I like to throw and how I like to throw the squarebill this time of year. This is the flat side. Most of the time, I fish a lot of clear water. So this flat-sided squarebill would be great. Now, this color is kind of a contradiction. It does have a good wobble, so it's got a good vibration to it. But, generally when you fish flat-side crankbaits, it's because they're a little more subtle. And you don't paint them purple and chartreuse. But for today, this color is perfect because we are on a smallmouth lake, and purple and chartreuse are two colors smallmouth hate. And we are in a foot of visibility. So this is the exact style bait that I would be throwing right now. So let me give you the rundown on what I like to throw. This is a Psycho stick. So I like, when I'm throwing a squarebill, I like a medium fast rod, 7 foot. This is a 7.2. You can get away with it if you're accurate. I like it because I can target fish, and I'll show you that a little bit in some of the places that I like to throw a squarebill this time of year. I like a reel speed that is going to be in those mid 6s. I can slow it down when I want to, and I can really burn it when I want to. This is the Akuma Helios SX, and this is a 6/6 to 1. So that happy medium. Now, if you want to burn them, if you're out there and you're on a flat you may want to move up to a 7. This is a good all-around reel for me. I can burn it on a flat, work it through a tree, and I can beat it off rocks as I'm going down a steep bluff wall. So let's talk about line. The line that I like the most is what we call the regular canine, kind of a copolymer for lack of a better term. This line is clear but has just a little bit of stretch, and I really like that for anything that has treble hooks. Anything that I'm fishing 14 foot or less that is a moving bait, and I mean from spy baits to crankbaits to spinner bait, chatter baits. I like a stiffer rod. Like I said, this is a medium fast. And so that little bit of stretch in the line keeps me from pulling away. At the same time, I can feel everything that I'm hitting on bottom, right? I can feel my bait vibrate if it's a lipless. I can feel my bait blades turning if it's a crank or if it's a chatterbait. So I like that graphite or carbon based rods. I'm not a big fan of the fiberglass rods. They're just a little too soft, but this gives me a little bit of give so that I'm not tearing the hooks out or taking the bait away from fish. As far as when and where I like to throw this bait in the early spring, remember, I said the water temps today were 49 to about 51. Might be hitting 52 as we get later in the day, but it's muddy, so this is perfect. Let me go show you. Early spring, you can see how dirty it is. I'll tell you what, this is one of the places that I'm going to target because this wood will hold them and it will hold heat because it's up out of the water and it's darker than the water. So one of the things I love to do is I love to throw it right up in the muck. You're going to bring that Squarebill through nice and easy. And I mean, I can feel all the way out here. Oh, I thought I had a bite right there for a second. I don't know. I know one of these days I am going to catch one while we're doing this. But this thing dives pretty good. I can tell that tree has got limbs way out here, so it comes through real well. But one of the things you want to do is you just want to work it through there, stop and go, feel those branches. All right, I've caught a leaf fish. But anyway, you get the ideal. Almost had a triple. But anyway, you get the ideal. Work the bait through the trees. Make sure that it's nice and slow. Now, if you can see the tree and you can see the bait coming through, unlike this watercolor right now, you can burn it through and really bounce it off and deflect it. But most of the time, I'm going to reel it through at a good, easy pace. And when I hit something, I'm going to stop, let it float up. And sometimes that stop and go is what will get you bit. Another place that I like is these steeper banks from the beginning of the creek back as the fish begin to transition, especially in early spring, right around the, mouths of the creek. We'll say the first third. I'm really going to fish this thing up shallow. I'm going to keep my rod turned toward, and I'm really going to burn it down through here, just bumping everything I can bump. There's a lot of debris in the water, so first thing I'm bumping seems to be some leaves. But I'm fishing this thing so that it is hitting the bottom and I am covering water, especially in this dirty water. This is a great little bait. I'll have to give it to them. It runs well, it comes through cover well. They've done a real good job on this. Love the flat side. It's a little more subtle, but still has, for this dirtier water, a pretty good tail kick action. So make sure you check it out. And a Squarebill for a bank angler, a Squarebill is your best friend when it comes to crankbaits, honestly. All that being said, guys, how can you win this box? We're going to make it real simple for you. You're going to do hashtag Squarebill. All right? Hashtag Squarebill, all one word. For you guys that don't know what a hashtag is, just put a pound sign in there. Trust me, I know it's most of us older guys that don't know what a hashtag is. It's just a pound. Just hit the pound button. I know we've all used the old phones and we know what that means. I'm dating myself right now. Guys, as always, I appreciate everything you do for me. Thanks for watching these videos. Thanks for supporting the channel. Make sure you share out the videos that have helped you most on this channel. Tell people about Bassgeek and let me know what I can do more or better in the comment section below. As always, questions, comments in the comment section below to win the box. Hashtag Squarebill. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And as always, you guys rock.